Let's rock and roll.
David, you are up.
So, first on the list, we know the Avengers is coming out. We know
what? The Avengers is coming out?
No,
it is.
It's not. It's not. We know they love
everybody.
I thought that since they snapped.
You should have gone for the head.
And 50% of everything went away. The second part had to be
over.
I mean, because the first half's still here, so the second half must be gone.
Well, no, because Ant-Man's still in the microverse.
That's true.
And that's where the guy from Micro Machines that talks really fast lives.
The Micro Machine Man here presenting the genuine, original, colossally collectible, most miniature replicas of the real things, Micro Machines.
And there's some blonde that floating around that we don't know about yet.
All right, David, we'll shut up for you.
So, Mark, for you, because we know Funko loves the movie moments, I have a feeling we are going to have a Captain Marvel and Thanos movie moment. Because she's going to whoop that purple behind. And they're gonna put it in a movie moment.
I think that we're gonna have everything with Thanos by the end of the year. I think we're going to have Batman with Thanos. I think we're going to have Sharknado with Thanos. I think we're going to have the Gremlins with Thanos. And we'll probably have baby Edna Jack with Thanos.
Don't forget the Thanos waffle maker.
Look, guys, saying waffles over and over isn't funny. It's annoying. Please stop.
That's shaped just like his face, and then the Infinity Gauntlet, everything.
And when it snaps, your waffles are done.
That's perfect. No dang, just a snap. So with some of these, I picked out individual ones and I picked out lines. So number 2 isn't a line, it's an individual one, but it's going to be a line. So we all flout down here, Georgie. Pennywise, when it too comes out this year, there is going to be another flood of Pennywise pops.
Oh, and you're a regular Rhodes Scholar. Where was it you graduated from again? The University of Duh.
And series that go along with it. I'm sure
that was a pretty bold prediction there, David.
I know, right?
They're going to make more It Pops with the next It movie.
I'm going to be specific with that. Here's my specificity.
Okay.
Is when they show his final form. In the original one, it was a giant spider. So it's going to be something big in this one. They're going to come out with a 6-inch or a 10-inch of it.
Ooh, cool.
6-inch. So it has tentacles or whatnot, then it is going to be a 6-inch or 10-inch pop.
That's what my wife settled for. So that's a good prediction.
It'll probably just be the Spider Pennywise, but flocked 10-inch with glow.
Glow eyes, yes.
And it'll light up like the new Iron Man.
But lights up. All right, number 3 on the list is what we have the final season of Game of Thrones this year.
Oh, yay.
So I'm going to go with the Game of Thrones.
Hey, don't you dare ever put down Game of Thrones.
Finish him!
Oh, I didn't put it down. I'm just sick and tired of that line.
I think the finale
for it being on as many years as it has, there really aren't that many. There's still a lot of characters they haven't even made.
True.
Well, let's hear David's prediction. Maybe this is the year.
I think the final piece will be whoever wins sitting on the Iron Throne. Because you know that's how the season's going to close out is whoever.
Oh yeah, there has to be
whoever on the Iron Throne, and it's going to close out, and that's the end of it all. So that is going to be the pop.
Now, it's not one of my predictions, but I'm going to put a modifier on yours, is that it's going to also be a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive.
Ah, very nice.
I hear that they're going to have one of the longest cinematic battle scenes ever on screen in that last season.
That too, yeah,
there's going to be a freeze frame, and they're going to air it for like 4 weeks.
Yo, your sarcasm suit is on heavy tonight, Mark.
I know.
It is.
Being back at work, we're out of change for you, so we got to get all kinds of stuff done. Move it.
All right, so I think number 4, going down the list. This is kind of an obvious one. I don't care about the leak or whatnot, but we know for the Comic-Cons, there's going to be another Chrome Batman. I'm claiming easy points just like I did for the Christmas time.
So you thinking the purple is? You thinking the purple is for a con?
I think the purple may be BS. I don't know, but I think they're going to definitely do a Chrome Batman for one of the cons.
Well, there's no part of me that thinks that purple one was a legitimate release. I think that was just photoshopped. But there could be another con one. There's more colors in the rainbow.
Exactly. And moving along with the con, I believe we're going to have another Chrome Vegeta.
Oh, good.
See, I put my thinking cap on for this one.
More Chrome vaginas. There aren't enough vaginas in the world.
There are enough Chrome ones now.
Sorry. Yeah, because we have blue and gold so far. So, I mean, let's just go the rainbow.
Sure. Let's follow suit with Batman. Is that what you're saying? The DBZ will follow suit with Batman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Oh, Pete Town says that he wants to have Toxic Avenger pops.
Toxic
Avenger would be awesome.
They need to redo those movies, man, and make all the pops.
Hell yeah!
Love that. And you know, when you watched it when you were young back in the early 80s, that was like kind of mild porn.
Angel. Jessica, remember?
Too. I mean, it just fulfilled every category.
They also need to come out with Chud Pops.
Chud?
Yes.
And Critters.
Sewer cover. That's, yeah, Toxic Avenger, definitely.
The stuff.
All right, next. Another final to the Skywalker trilogy. We have a new Star Wars movie coming out. So you know we're going to get all of that line with how that ends. And so more Star Wars pops. Next, we have another movie coming out, Hellboy, a reboot.
Oh, God.
We don't have many Hellboy pops, so I think they are going to capitalize on that one, and we're going to get the new Hellboy and the whole crew along with it. After that, we also have Dumbo coming out. So, you know they're going to make the Dumbo pops that go along with the movie.
Well, we better land a couple sinkers, Anthony, because he's going for all these little. He's taking all these little pot shots. You know, he's going to be chipping away at these little point ones because
exactly.
You know that every movie that they can, they're going to put the pops out for. I bet. So what number on your list is more Stranger Things pops?
I was thinking about it, and I know they're coming out, but I chose not to keep with them. I had to throw a different one in there.
Okay.
So my one different one is the new Joker movie that comes out. As you can tell, I like movies. So, I mean, I know they already have Jokers and all that, but Joaquin doing it that way.
You've got a nice beard going, and
oh yeah, thank you.
How is that, the beard?
In what way?
Well, is it comfortable? Is it itchy? Is it? Are you pleased with it?
I'm okay with it, but now you're making me feel weird about it.
I'm sorry, I'm making you feel weird about it?
Is there something wrong?
I can't be the first one to make you feel weird about it.
He looks different than the regular ones. I believe they're going to go on that one as well.
Well, that's about as likely as when you turn the water on in your faucet, it's going to come out. I think you're going to get a slam dunk on that one.
Exactly. I'm talking about points, fellas.
Well, you know, he's power hungry because he's that damn champion right now.
Exactly. I got to hold my title.
And he's going to go 11 for 10 in these predictions. So.
Well, and remember, he cleaned up because he took all the revealed ones right away. So that's what put him over the top.
That was so, but I had to. And then last but not least on my list, I love the Cuphead series. They are coming out with a new Cuphead this year. So
there's a new game coming out this year?
Yeah, there's a new one.
Oh, nice.
Part 2's coming out, so I think there's going to be some kind of new Cuphead 2 wave.
Well, that is very likely if it does come out this year.
So, hey, David, since Robert De Niro's playing a major role for a limited amount of time in The Joker, do you think that they'll make it?
I think so.
That would be pretty cool. That'd be the first De Niro pop.
That's true. I mean, there has to be a first for everything. Like,
why didn't they make young Don Vito?
Or Taxi.
They did make it. They do. There is the Taxi pop. It exists. So
it does.
That is the first Robert De Niro one.
Oh,
oops. Shocker.
I don't know. I just have a
Now,
feeling
why
that this
didn't they make a
movie-
Robert De Niro pop? No, wait, no, that's not Robert De Niro.
I just think the Joker's going to be amazing. That's what my gut tells me, and I think they'll capitalize on it for sure.
It better be.
Oh, it's a DC movie. They'll put. I
Joker
mean,
is my favorite villain.
Justice League put out
there's
400
always that one
pops.
villain you think like, if you were to be a villain in that universe, this is the one I'm going to be. I would go for the Joker. Like I love everything about him. So I'm hoping he can't let me down.
Oh yeah, there'll be plenty. Justice League released pops for over a year after the movie came out.
And listen,
So-
Joaquin did a phenomenal Johnny Cab. So,
He did.
Yes, he did.
He really puts it into his character. So
Oh, yeah.
I have faith.
And he said that he's doing similar things that Heath did. He's adapting. He's turning himself into the Joker.
He's sleeping with Michelle Williams and getting ready to overdose too.
Hey now. Hey now.
I hope not.
Jesus, Mark, I'm scared of you tonight.
I know.
All right, so why don't you
All right, let's
list
get this list up.
10 movies and 10 shows that are coming out with pops so you can get
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
Easy to Google movie releases of
There's
2019.
gonna be more Marvel pops.
Yeah. When I hold the belt again, who's going to be laughing then?
Jet flying! Son of a gun!
You still have it, but you haven't picked it up yet.
No,
Yeah.
I don't. I'm cheap. I'm
You
sorry.
should order that one of these days. You need to have that damn belt. So, Funko's ramping up. They keep ramping up. And my first prediction is that there are going to be twice as many ECC releases as there was last year. It's going to double.
Double rainbow. Oh my god. It's a double rainbow all the way.
Because that one didn't have a ton. A lot of stores only had a couple. Like GameStop had like 2. And it's going to ramp up, and they're going to double the amount they release in ECC this year.
Ooh, see, I beg to differ. I think there'll be less because look at all of the ECC, NYCC we have ones now. They're worth nothing.
Yeah, but you know what? That was the same way last year, and they still ramped it up this year.
True. Well,
They don't learn from their mistakes.
That's true. Yeah, you have a good point there. See.
Second prediction for 2019. Funko is not going to release just one new line, but 2 new product lines. You know, like how they did this year. They did 5-star. They did Pez. They went into cereal. We're going to see at least 2 brand new things that we've never seen from Funko this year.
Do you have an elaboration? Is there anything that you're thinking?
You limit it down to 2.
There's gonna be 2 different ones, but in a later prediction, you'll hear one that I think is gonna happen. So just keep your pants on. You know, I gotta, keep.
They're already off, Mark.
We know that they're unless you took them off after you went up over there because we've already seen your pants several times in this episode.
There's a reason why my hands aren't shown in the video.
Exactly.
So let's see here. This year, there's also going to be a new kind of exclusive release. So now we have Flocked, Glow in the Dark, 8-bit. There's going to, well, no, 8-bit's not, that doesn't get its own sticker. But there's going to be a new kind of exclusive that has its own sticker. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be wet.
I'm all wet. Can I come in?
If it's going to be talks, home, but there's going to be a new one this year because I don't think we got a new. Well, because Iron Man didn't get it. That Iron Man electronic one didn't get a special sticker. It got its own new box and it's different. But we saw Scented, but this wasn't the first Scented one this year.
And it did get a sticker. It says "Light Up."
Oh, okay. So that was a new one for last year. But we're gonna get another new one this year. All right. So now you said that there's gonna be chromes coming out for Batman, and there may not. I'm guessing there will be, but there will be 5 new Batman pops this year. At least 5. We know of only one so far, and that's the that Joker laugh. What is that one called again?
Oh yeah, the black one with his smile. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. The spikes on his head.
Mm-hmm. So that's so far the only one that we know of so far. But there will be 4 other ones on top of that. Because last year we didn't have much more than 5. Because because we had 4. We had 5 chromes last year. No, 4. Well, we had green, gold, orange and red. Yeah, so there's 4 chromes. And then for other there was that 8-bit Batman pop.
The classic one in the 2-pack.
Yep. And the hush pops. There were 2 hush pops.
Yep. So there was, but it seems. Hang on a second here.
Who's knocking?
Oh, it's work pager, but I'm not on call. So now the next one is there will not be any new pop-up shop exclusive Hikaris this year. We had several of them last year, but we haven't seen one for a little while, and I don't think we're going to see one at all this year.
Oh, my points are racking up.
Shut your face. So you think that there are going to be Hikaris this year?
Of course, man. They're still. They didn't say.
When's the last Hikari they made?
True, but they did. Have they announced that they're done with Hikari, or have they stopped production?
No, but they can still release Hikari. They're just not going to release them as a Wednesday pop-up shop.
Well, they did it at SDCC.
What SDCC one did they do?
I think they made a Pink Freddy.
Yes, they did.
Was there?
It's already on record, Mark. Let's move on. I like that.
Well, no, that was last year, though. That wasn't this year.
Yeah, last year, 2018, exactly.
Yeah, so it has not been debunked yet, David. You have to keep in with the year. Now, Funko is also going to release some kind of candy that's not Pez.
I've been letting opportunities pass me by ever since I was a kid.
Hey, kid, get in my van and I'll give you some candy.
Oh, no, my mom says I shouldn't.
Hey, kid, get in my van and I'll give you some candy.
Okay.
There will be some kind of candy, and it's not going to be Pez. What it's going to be, I don't know if it's going to be bubble gum. I don't know if it's going to be suckers, but they're going to have something else that's edible that's not Pez.
They probably will, and if it tastes like the cereal, it's going to back you up for 3 days and make you vomit. But they probably will. I agree.
If you're vomiting, would you technically be backed up?
I should have went first.
It's going to back you up first, and all that backup's going to come out your mouth. So there you go. I guess, but it's going to be awful.
Now, my next prediction is there is going to be more vinyl release this year, but not the vinyl 2-packs. I'm talking vinyl that you listen to.
Have you ever closed your eyes and imagined you were in a faraway place?
Now, we had 2 drop last year. One as an insert in cereal box, and then they did the Rick and Morty 45 that was at SDCC. We're going to see more vinyl this year. I think that that's something they want to crack into. And then that brings me in to my next one is Funko is going to partner up with someone like Crosby or somebody who makes portable record players. And there's going to be a Funko themed record player that they're going to put out. They'll probably sell through the Funko shop. That's going to be at the same time they start releasing some of these. I don't know if they're going to release like Funko like albums of like the theme songs from some of their shows. They're going to do like some weird limited number things with these records, but they're going to make a Funko record player. Now, they did this with Record Store Day a couple years ago where they made a Charlie Brown one, and I think we're going to see an actual Funko one this year. So that
like Freddie Funko or more themed.
Yeah, it'll either have Freddie Funko on it or it'll be in the theme of one of the records they release. And then if that's the case, we could see multiple different record players get released. Because
Billy
really
Idol.
all they do is they pay this company to do it and they put different decals on it, you know.
Billy Idol will wind up being one of them.
Because I mean, I have one of those Crosby like little, because I have my nice turntable in the other room, but then I also have one of those portable ones that you actually charge it and it's got a battery in it, and I can sit out in the backyard and listen to records if I want to on a speaker that sounds like garbage. But that's what they'll probably sell. But so number 9.
Wait, I want you to answer Tony because he's mimicking my thoughts exactly. I want you to answer Tony because you're blowing my mind.
Where do I come up with this stuff?
Yeah, man.
Marijuana and black light.
No. This is my hardest drug of choice is caffeine.
Yeah, when you go into AFib, you're going to be like Anthony and I on heart med.
Monster and THC are a fantastic combination.
Okay, so this year I can't guarantee they're going to be a release this year, but this year we are going to get our official announcement of the Office Pops.
Mike, what's the very, very worst thing about prison?
Don't encourage him, Dwight.
The worst thing about prison was the Dementors. They were flying all over the place and they were scary, and then they come down and they suck the soul out of your body and it hurts.
I don't know if it'll be at Funko.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they've been
something, but we're
it.
finally the people have been crying for it, and there's no real reason why they shouldn't make them. They're gonna be they're probably gonna be garbage, and they're not gonna look, because the problem is most of the people on The Office don't have real defining looks, that they're not gonna be great pops unless they do it the right way and they make pops of certain situations from certain episodes. Otherwise, it's gonna be a whole bunch of people in dress clothes. And then it'd be like, I don't know if I'm going to get him. I mean, a Michael Pop, they need to make Prison Mike. They need to make Prison Mike. And they could have a movie moment of him in his bed sticking his foot in his griddle, his George Foreman, when he's heating up his bacon. But so I think that we will hear that the Office Pops are finally coming out. And maybe we'll get a movie moment from Shroot Farm, since they were going to make the Shroot Farms spin-off series, but then they changed their mind.
So I do that. I do like that Hardgrave. He said that, you know how you said like there's gonna be like a new line, like a flocked and a light up and this one. He said textured, like a scaly or a leather type of pop. That I could actually.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I don't know what it's going to be, but they're going to find a new kind of exclusive, because that if they have at least one more new kind, then they can do one more exclusive for each movie, you know, because like Captain Marvel and Avengers, everybody gets one exclusive. But then that brings me to my final prediction. There's going to be at least 3 new stores that are going to have Funko exclusives this year that have not had them in the past. We're going to get at least 3.
What, stores? Or...
Yeah. You know, like Kohl's, Target, that there's going to be at least 3 new ones this year. Now, it's not too hard, because weird online shops are probably going to eat up all of those, and it's probably a pretty easy prediction that we're going to find 3. But there's going to be 3 new retailers that have never had an exclusive pop that will have one this year.
Yeah, Gen X Collectibles is going to be one.
Yeah, you're going to... Because you do know that you have to pay for the pops.
Yeah. So makes it simpler. You know,
it's going to be one of those DIY pops, and he's going to color it in. And I made it with the crayon. You like my sticker?
Christine really... said scratch and sniff, but they already came out with the scented.
Yeah, we've got the.
Yeah, because there was a pineapple Lilo and Stitch. There was Stinkor, and then you can go way back to the DC. There was a PX exclusive Swamp Thing that was scented, and it kind of had like a pine smell to it. So scented has been done quite a few times now. I do want to get, you know, what sucks is there's 3 of the Swamp Thing pops, and I want both of the other ones more than the one I have. I have the normal one.
I've got the glow in the dark one.
Yep, there's a glow in the dark one and a flock scented one, and I'd rather have the flock scented and the glow in the dark one over the one. But you know, I bought the Swamp Thing, man, way back before I really got into using, well, Stash didn't exist. And so there was just PPG, and PPG isn't as nice for like just searching stuff, you know, and I didn't know there was 3 different Swamp Things at the time. And
why would they have made a glow in the dark Swamp Thing?
well, isn't he kind of, didn't he get like toxic? Isn't that how he became to be?
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense.
So I mean, I would say that's a fairly valid reason.
In the cover of Swamp Thing #1, he does have like that aura glow around him. So yeah, okay.
I remember when we were little kids, one of the video stores that was a few blocks away from our house used to be able to get all the old crappy movie posters that they didn't hang up in the store, and I used to have the Swamp Thing 80s movie poster hanging up in my bedroom where it was Swamp Thing holding Heather Locklear.
Heather Locklear, wow.
I remember, yep.
Throwback.
Now she's mainly plastic, but
well, it is Flashback Friday. Well, oh yeah, but aren't they all? Did you guys see Jenny McCarthy on New Year's Eve with her horrendous jackets?
No, I was sleeping. It's okay though.
Thanks for the dead air, guys. All right, I'm jumping into this one. All right, so there's a few things that I really wish I would have went first for, and then there's a few that obviously are just because I'm special. So I do think that, Mark, as you said, my number 10, Gemini will restock permanently, meaning that they'll put that pop on their site as a normal pop that you can get every day until they sell it at the 30K that they made or whatever. So that's my number 10. And again, I'm going in order of importance on how I developed this list. My number 9, I think that this is the year that Funko officially buys out Stashpedia and creates their own price guide. I think it's inevitable. It's a matter of time.
That is a good prediction.
Remember, Wizard did it for comic books. Beckett does it for baseball cards, and Funko's going to do it for their product.
I agree.
But now, do you think what I would like to see then is if someone does legitimately take it over, they need to do a better job than what's going on right now, which would be fine, because they could release, the second they release their glamour shots, they could put them in there, but they need to have somebody that actually is better policing the polling from, eBay and stuff like that, because every time there's a new line of crap, it screws everything up. I mean, remember all the monster cereal got down to like $40? They went from being like $500 down to $40 because it pulls the wrong things, or someone releases someone sells like a prototype pop of a garbage pop, and then all of a sudden it makes that garbage pop be worth a whole bunch of money for a few days until someone finally buys one of the ones for $3 and it goes back down again.
Well, the OG Vaulted Ghost Rider is $38 on Stash because it got confused with the Venomized and the Doctor Strange mashup. So they took an average of all 3 pops. OG Vaulted Ghost Rider, $38? I think not. So I think that Funko puts a stop and they buy out Stash and they make it a pure official price guide.
So now, do you think then?
Agreed.
Will they strictly go off of sale prices, or do you think that they'll? I
think they're going to develop a formula.
Yeah, I don't think that.
More like like Wizard and Beckett and stuff like that, where they'll actually then set prices for it. But then is it really good to have the company that makes them dictating what the prices of the old ones are?
I don't think they're going to dictate. I think they're going to develop a formula where they incorporate something with the sales on eBay, the fact of the limitedness of whatever they. It's going to be a formula of sorts that still makes the flippers predict the price range, but doesn't fortify exactly. Oh, because it's sold for eBay the last 10 sales for $100, the pop's worth $100. I think you'll see it fluctuate a little bit.
It could be a good or bad thing, but it's kind of like letting a company pick their own stock price. And
well, no, but I just listen. Am I the one putting the blueprint out? No, I just think that it's something that's going to happen.
Yeah, no, it very well could happen. And maybe that's why they went after him, because they're the ones that made him pull all those pictures.
Yeah, and it's important for. I think it's important for the hobby, like it was for comic books and like it was for baseball cards. So, I think there's even a Hot Wheels price guide. So I think that
he's onto something. He's onto something. I like it.
Now, number 8, unlike the both of you, maybe this is just wishful thinking because of my nausea from it, but I think Chrome Pops finally get 86th. I think they'll keep the metallics. I think they'll do various lines, but I think the Chrome Pops have gotten so played out. I mean, they got played out with the 3-packs with the Superman and the Flash and the Wonder Woman, and yet they came out with the 10-year Marvel Studio, and they did the Thanos, and they did everybody and their mother in Chrome. I think it finally gets 86th.
See, the thing is with those, I think almost every pop that Funko makes, it's planned out about 9 months in advance, and from when they're like finish the designs and they're shipping them off, because I think there's a huge back catalog. That's why we see real versions of some of these 6 months before they actually come out. That's why I think that the serials keep coming out and nobody wants them, because everything is pre-planned out so far in advance that we've only begun to be in through the Chrome sickness. I think we're going to see a lot more Chromes yet. But I hope you're right, Anthony. I really do.
Well, I'll stab my own eyes out with an ice pick if they do it, but whatever. So here's maybe more wishful thinking on my part. I think they're gonna come out with a Christine Pop ride.
Well, it's about time.
I think that
would be good. Hopefully they'll do it. Hopefully they'll do it like Hot Topic did with the last baby, and then have a chase be a color that isn't even have anything to do with the car.
Right.
Well, no, I just hope it's red and it's maybe metallic to make it look really cool. And it's just, blacked out windows, no driver, just the car, just Christine. And that's it. And not you, Christine Hamley, the actual movie car, Christine.
So, okay. Wouldn't it just look like a model car?
Well, okay, maybe, but so be it. It's a Funko. And, that's what the world we live in now.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're onto something. Maybe it is the identical rep. Maybe the door's open. And that's the cool thing about it. But anyway.
I'd rather see a Maximum Overdrive semi.
I'd rather see a Wraith, but I mean,
with the Green Goblin on the front of it. Oh, that'd be good pop right.
Oh. So here's one that I think they're gonna do. I don't know what base, but I think they're gonna do Funko the app game, kind of like the Candy Crush or the Angry Birds. Then they're gonna develop an app that's a game-based app.
So you mean like the one that they announced at Funko Fun Days, the Gears of War one?
I
don't know what that is either.
I think.
Yeah, no, they did a trailer for it. They're doing a Funko Pop version of Gears of War that's supposed to be coming out sometime this year.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea about that.
It's going to be a mobile game. It's going to be a phone game, but it's based on Gears of War, and they look just like the Pops in the thing. Yeah. No, go look on YouTube. There's a video for it.
Papa Funk wants Dukes of Hazzard rides. Absolutely, especially with Bert not being around anymore.
Yes.
I would love that, but I'd like to see them put something with a Confederate flag on there.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, but they can't do that, Mark. That's not going to happen. Or smoking the Bandit Pops. All right, so Mark, this is another one that you alluded to. I think Funko is going to come out with one of the two following, either a beverage of sorts or candy.
Okay.
Mark, you said the candy. I'm in agreement with something of the sort. They did the cereal. They're doing Pez. So I think they're either going to elaborate on the Pez and make their push-up pop suckies, bubble gum, what have you. It won't be like a peanut butter cup pack. It's going to be something simpler than that. But or a beverage now, kind of like a Kool-Aid beverage, kind of like the squirty beverages, like not like a Capri Sun, more like those Kool-Aid squirters that you rip the top off. They're in the plastic bottle because they're colorful and they're childish. So I think that
if they get the rights to the right thing, because kind of like how in the height of True Blood's popularity, you could get they had the True Blood, but you could buy the pop that looked like blood that they sold. But the only problem with the beverages is, I think you're right. I think they'd have to do some kind of squirty stuff because shipping is a big problem, because liquid is really, really heavy and people aren't going to want to pay a fortune to have that stuff shipped to them.
They won't.
But they could have it exclusively in stores then too.
Oh my God, they'd be a gold mine if they did Funko Sucky edibles.
Yeah, and it's probably all going to be at Hot Topic and FYEs,
which is the perfect place for edibles. So, so Mark, another thing that you said that I'm kind of piggybacking on. You did say that there's going to be a new line. I think they're going to make sound Funkos. Like maybe let's use Christine, where you push a button, it sounds like she's starting up. If they did the Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am, you push a button, and it has that car sound, you know.
No, I can
That's
totally
a good
see
idea.
that.
We've got light up ones. We don't have sound ones. That's a good idea.
They'll finally make a Jar Jar Binks that goes, "Did you say that we's are gonna die?"
Oh, he's the god. Yeah, no, that's a good idea, Anthony.
They can do a Wada one that sounds like a like a really, really bad like stereotype voice. And no, I could totally. They're gonna do that eventually. So I think that very well could be that could happen this year.
I think that Funko is finally going to have enough credibility and money to obtain the licensure for the Addams Family to finally give out something, and they release an Addams Family line of Funko Pops. There's nothing Addams Family related to collectibles whatsoever. And I think it's time that it happens. And I think that Funko has enough capital. And I think that Funko has enough credibility. And I think Funko has enough recognition to get them to finally say, okay. I mean, it's going to be a pretty penny.
The question is there must be some reason why there isn't at this time.
Well, because the licensure won't be released by them for whatever reason. There's been I've done plenty of research because I'm like, why isn't there anything besides a Wednesday Addams dress? You know what I mean? That's all you could really find anywhere, and it's not a collectible really. So
they must have done collectibles for the reboot movies, right?
Nothing.
Mark, not even for the reboot movies.
Not even a resin statue, not an action figure, nothing. Nothing with the Christina Ricci, nothing.
Huh.
So I think it's time they finally let that licensure get exposed. Somebody finally acquires it, and who better than Funko?
And they could have it sponsored by MC Hammer, and he can do the Addams Family rap.
Oh God. Oh you're just
remember at the end, they were too legit to quit.
Hey.
I don't know if they're owned by Fox. I don't know who they're owned by, but whatever it is, it needs to be released. I think that we will. I mean, we saw it with the Gold Hopper. I think we're going to see the return of another Super Grail, but I don't think it's going to be a 1 in 24. I think it may be more like a 1 in 100. Maybe something a little minute, little micro. More accessible, obviously for most likely SDCC. The Gold Hopper was a little bit too far-fetched. I think they need to do something a little bit more in the middle ground. So I think we're going to see the return of the Super Grail again this year.
Well, they usually do one every year at Funko Days, which is the same time as San Diego Comic-Con.
Right.
So my guess is it's going to be another 140. I don't think that they're gonna scale it up because they're gonna it's going to be one of those, bam, this is the pop you are never going to own.
Right, exactly.
But we're going to make one that everybody can make one of themselves.
Final prediction for 2019 is the New York City flagship store opens.
No, that would be really, really cool.